Good afternoon, everybody. Will DuPree here in the KXAN live studio. Thanks so much for joining us. Right now, we are going to carry an update from the Milam County Sheriff and other authorities who have been responding to a fiery crash that happened between a semi-truck and a train earlier this morning. That fire has been burning since about 6:30. The train was carrying loads of gasoline and coal. That is what's burning off right now. The authorities will give their update, and we will carry that information and wrap it up for all of you that are watching here in just a moment. But again, you're going to hear from the Milam County Sheriff in this news conference just next to the scene where a fiery crash is still burning at this hour. Let's take a listen.
Anybody got a count of how many fire departments we have out here?
A lot. Are y'all gonna be in there too?
Yes. We're good. Talking. And
Have some of y'all on this side too? Train accident. I get everybody.
Okay, it's 1 o'clock. Y'all ready?
Rolling. Ready, go.
Okay, here we go. So 6:40, 6:44 this morning, we were notified of a 18-wheeler versus train. Got out here, lots of smoke, lots of fire, and started evacuating houses that were in immediate danger. We got several people, several homes evacuated out. We were here when the gas tanks started popping and blowing. It was a pretty good mess, but luckily no one was injured, no one was killed, and that's all due to these emergency personnel behind us. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the fire department. They showed up and took over at that point.
Hang on, guys.
You can't see me.
It's nothing personal.
I need a soapbox.
Give me a second. Then CAG says leave there just like that, right? No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. This mic stand's tricky. Has performance. Yeah, all right. Bring it back up if it'll go. All right.
Last name and your title.
First name is Henry, H-E-N-R-Y. Last name is H-O-R-E-L-I-C-A. I'm the Fire Chief, Cameron Fire Department. When we first arrived on scene, there's a lot of smoke, a lot of fire. Our main concern at that time was something exploding, so we started evacuating both sides of the tracks. We evacuated about a half-mile radius all the way around. And when the first blaze went on, we put all of our personnel back. We was not trying to put the fire at that time, we were just trying to contain it. So we got everybody out of their houses, out of their structures, out of their homes, and sent them to town. At that time, they was worried about the livestock. The livestock, most of them run away, so they was out of harm's way. And we were able to go back in just a little bit ago and retrieve some dogs out of some residences, and they're safe. The homes did not catch on fire. One barn did burn down and several outbuildings, but the homes suffered only heat damages. There was not a lot of smoke inside, so they did not burn. So I'll turn over to DPS.
Crash summary.
Sergeant Brian Washko, B-R-Y-A-N-W-A-S-H-K-O, Sergeant with the Highway Patrol out of Belton. Texas Department of Public Safety is going to be the lead agency that's working the crash investigation. Preliminary reports show that an 18-wheeler truck tractor was westbound approaching a rail crossing, and throughout the investigation it was revealed that the rail crossings were functioning and there was a vehicle that was already stopped there waiting for the train as it passed through. Apparently, for whatever reasons unknown at this time, that's still being investigated why the truck driver, the truck tractor, didn't realize that the arms were down, the lights were on. At the last minute, he avoided a collision with the car that was stopped, went around the car and struck the side of one of the cars, deflecting his vehicle away from the train. Fortunately, everybody involved, the truck driver, the individual in the car, the witness, as the train crew, were all able to escape without injury prior to the explosion. The crash is still active and open, and it's being investigated at this time by the Highway Patrol.
As you all know, at 6:45 a.m., a BNSF railway train was impacted by a vehicle that caused a derailment of several of our train cars. At least 10 of them have been impacted by fire, and we've been working with local authorities to address the derailment and the fire that is occurring. We are very thankful to be working with the local authorities and appreciate the cooperation as we work to address this matter. We are thankful also that there haven't been any injuries associated with this derailment and continue to provide updates as they come. Please be mindful that the information that we give you will continue to change, and we will provide that as it comes. I also want to note that the first thing that we're working with local authorities to do now is to make sure that close by waterways are not affected, so establishing a burn to make sure that there's no issue with the nearby waterways. At this time, we do not see a threat to waterways, but are doing that out of abundance of caution. We will then proceed to assist with addressing the actual fire. As has been mentioned by local authorities, the smoke that you are seeing now will likely continue, and whenever the fire is starting to be extinguished, we might see additional smoke. So that may be a cause for alarm, but please know that is a normal part of addressing the extinguishing of the fire, and we will continue to keep you updated as we have changes that come.
What were the cars carrying?
So at least 5. This was a mixed freight, so several different things. We did establish that 5 of the cars that were impacted did have gasoline, but this was a mixed freight train that was traveling through this area.
2134. What's your first and last name, your title?
My name is Janelle Davis, and I'm the Executive Public Affairs Director for Texas. Jeanelle, last name Davis, DAV as in Victory, I as in Igloo, S as in Sam.
Ma'am, can you tell us any information about the trucking company involved?
You might reach out to either local authorities or ask more questions of others about the trucking company. I don't have that information at this time.
How long is cleanup expected to take, and what are the other steps that y'all need to clean up this situation?
So as I mentioned, the first step would be securing the waterways and then working to extinguish the fire, but at this time I don't have precise details on how long that will take, but we hope to have an update to you all within the next 4 hours with some things, including folks who were evacuated in the nearby area. While we don't see this as an imminent threat in the sense that they're in grave danger, we did work with local authorities to make sure that they were evacuated out of an abundance of caution. So thank you to the local authorities for doing that as well, and we will be updating them and you all as changes come.
Josh Harrington with College Station Fire Department Hazmat Team. We've been working with all the other fire departments to give a quality air report. We've done air quality monitoring close to the scene as well as miles away to make sure that the fallout isn't causing any ill effects. We have no reports of any kind of toxic poisons in the air right now. We did evacuate a few people downrange and just be working with the Unified Support and BNSF to maintain that and keep y'all up to date.
Say and spell your name, please.
Joshua Harrington, Joshua Harrington.
You have any other questions?
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Will DuPree once again here in the KXAN live studio. We've just gotten an update there from different authorities who are working, investigating, and responding to a fiery crash that remains smoking and on fire at this hour, even though this crash happened hours ago this morning. A semi-truck and a train collided and led to some explosions. What they are telling us now is that that fire burned down a barn and some other outbuildings, but no homes were burned down. That's different from information that was shared a little bit earlier today. They did say that some houses received damage from the heat the excessive heat coming off of that very strong fire, but no homes themselves burned down. Evacuations are still in effect. What happened is the fire department evacuated a half-mile radius around the site of the crash. And just a few moments ago, they said they did evacuate some other homes that were downwind after testing the air quality around that area. However, the College Station Fire Department's hazmat representative that spoke said that there are no reports right now of toxic poisons in the air. That was what his assessment was, and again evacuated some people downrange from the fire that might be affected by the very, very heavy smoke. Again, some other information that was shared, and I'll pull up this video that we got. This is shared earlier this morning from the Milam County Sheriff, showing just how large the flames were. You can see them peeking out from the heavy smoke that's at the very kind of top right there. Again, this is from that crash earlier today, but a representative from the Texas Department of Public Safety, which is investigating the crash, is saying that the driver of that semi approached the railroad crossing there, which had its arms down and lights flashing. It seemed to not stop and went around a car that was parked there at the crossing and struck the train that was passing, and that's what led to this mess. What BNSF, the railway company, is saying at this time, and I'll pull up these tweets, they are saying right now that the initial reports are that a total of 110 cars, 13 derailed. 10 are on fire, according to a spokeswoman that just addressed the media there just a minute ago. 5 of the impacted cars were carrying gasoline and are on fire. Initial reports also indicate that 5 cars carrying non-hazardous loads are on fire as well. Additionally, there are reports that an adjacent barn and recreational vehicle have sustained fire damage. There were no injuries to the crew or the truck driver. The crossing at that location is equipped with gates and lights. Local first responders and BNSF personnel are on site to respond to this. So that is the latest information that we have to share at this time. Again, no injuries to report miraculously despite this large fire and explosion that happened after the collision between that semi and the train. There is an investigation underway into exactly what caused this. We know that the truck driver and the train crew are all remaining on scene there, and I would imagine have already talked to investigators. Important to note that people in that area near the town of Cameron in Milam County will likely see smoke for hours going into the evening, most likely. So don't be alarmed, as the authorities say there is no major threat right now to that surrounding area. However, you will likely still see smoke for hours on end based on how serious this fire and large it was as well. Going back over my notes really quickly to make sure I'm hitting all the points that I need to make and let you all know. I will tell you that our reporter, Jayla Washington, is there. She's been interviewing some of the people that were affected by the evacuations and who witnessed the explosion and heard it as well. So you'll see her story coming up tonight on KXAN News, so please tune in for that. That story will be added later to her, the web article that we have. So you can watch that as well at a later time. So more information is available at KXAN.com and on the KXAN News app, so please download that if you've not done so already. Once again, I'm Will DuPree here in the KXAN Live studio. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here another time. Take care.